there are times, I'll say there were times when you're thinking, you know, will I be able to drive again? I can't manage if I can't drive. I've been driving since I was 16 on, mopeds and motorbikes. So,
Mhm.
that would be horrendous. But those things, I wasn't until I got much later on. I was thinking, okay, I'm not allowed. They just don't let you drive for 2 months.
Mhm.
So I was thinking, oh, that'll be all right. That'll be okay. And then you start to worry about it. But then you think, well, what could I do instead? So it's finding alternatives all the time. It's actually problem
Mm.
solving. And I've done a few YouTube videos and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and do something which forces me almost like an exercise, almost like physio. So I started doing things to camera, learning how to read from a teleprompter, which is actually really hard,
Uh-huh.
you know. But I don't know about you, but a lot of the tests that I was doing, that I was given in hospital, like reaching out and trying to touch things, I still do in the shower every morning. I stand there, I've got these tiny little tiles all over
Mm.
the bathroom. Think I'm going to touch that cross between those from here to there, just to make sure that with both hands that it's going where I want it to go.
That's a
And
great
I
thing
think
to that's a great thing to monitor as well.
it's a measure,
Yeah.
it's a quantitative measure of what's going on. Because you can lose things without realizing
Mm.
sometimes. I think you've got to be able to do something. One of the consultants told me the thing about the brain is it doesn't fix itself. If you've got a damaged part of your brain anywhere, it doesn't fix itself. But there's a spare capacity that actually you have to sort of like, you don't know you're doing it, but if you're practicing something, doing something the same thing over and over again, your
Rewire.
brain is learning new ways or different sort of paths
Yeah,
or
rerouting.
synapses or whatever it is to just sort of relearn how to do that.
I was going to ask you about like your time from hospital to home and then back to driving and back to work. How did all of that happen? How did it unfold?
So I was in hospital for a couple of weeks. So I couldn't drive for 2 months. So I stopped doing any work. I'm freelance contractor, so I can choose to work when I like. And it was after when I could start driving again. That's when I went back into. I had like a month or left on that contract, so I went back in and did some stuff, and it was fine. I wasn't. I was only operating at probably 70, 75% at best. Outwardly, inwardly, I think it was probably less than that, but
Okay.
you don't admit it to yourself. You're thinking, this will be all right.